Let's get on to this main event. We got Derek Brunson coming in 20-7, facing young upstart Edmund Shahbazyan 11-0. Nick, you got some odds for this, sir?
Yeah, for this 3-round main event.
Yeah, 3-round main event.
Unreal. I found that out yesterday on your podcast, Clint. Someone said that. I'm like, no, there's no way. They had enough notice to make it a 5-round. Nope, of course not. Right now, I get the comeback at plus 269 for Derek Brunson. Edmund Shahbazyan minus 285, but really he's running around the 300, 330 range, right in between there.
Nice. Cody, you want to pop this one out, bro?
Yeah, straight up, I would normally save Greasy Theory for the Dogger Pass, but I'll give you Greasy Theory here. But why is
he boys, let's go.
So when was the last time that the UFC had booked a main event to be only 3 rounds, right? Doesn't that seem super weird? But it was when they were trying to protect Zabit Magomed-Sharipov, right?
Yeah.
Why would Zabit, and everybody wants to see him in a 5-rounder, right? No, the UFC knew what they were doing. This guy can't fight 5 rounds. He can fight 2 rounds and he can survive for a round, but he's not a 5-round fighter. Now, they had a good investment in him. He's young. He's exciting. He's got a great style to him. You want to build this guy up. So what you do is you put him against the classy veteran, but you make sure, okay, let's just keep him to 3 rounds. So Shahbazyan's looked awesome, eh? He's young. He's a finisher. He's exciting. He's growing. His finishes are mostly in the first round. And the one time that he doesn't get that quick finish, the one time that he gets extended into later rounds, that's when you see like, oh no, he's still super green. Darren Stewart pushes him right to his limit. It's a split decision. He gets gassed. He starts relying on his takedowns and trying to take down Darren Stewart because he can't stand with him anymore. Then his last 3 fights since then are first-round knockouts. So here's the question. How good is this guy's cardio? We don't fully know, but he's young and he's exciting. Now, 3 rounds is enough to knock out Derek Brunson. But just in case he doesn't knock out Derek Brunson in 3 rounds, don't let Brunson, who's a far superior wrestler, have that opportunity to take this guy into 4 and 5 and test him and take him down and make him look bad. So this is built for him to probably catch Brunson early. Even Brunson's just got the kind of style where he likes to fight quick too, Like, yeah, he has a wrestling advantage, but he doesn't hold guys down. He's like quick money, baby. He likes to get in there and he just likes to get after it quick. When he was at his best, he was catching all types of guys early in the first round. When he's not taking you in the first round, he just sits back a little bit too much for my liking. Now, the Heinisch fight and the Elias Theodorou fight, you can get around with that just because they're not quite as dangerous. They're not quite as potent. Elias is not finishing a sandwich, let alone a human being in a cage fight. And Ian Heinisch, yes, he got the win over Jared Mearshart. Prior to that, he just wasn't much of a finish guy. The other guys that have that power, the other guys that have that precision, the other guys that have that accuracy,
right.
They generally find the chin on this guy and put him down. And Edmund Shahbazyan, the thing about him is that if you know about his story, he's like one of those like whiz kids, right? They put him in like he's Armenian, right? They put him in like hardcore martial arts training. He was like 8 years old. You can find stuff on him when he's a kid, him and his brother Leon Shahbazyan. And they're like little kids in these grappling tournaments. Like they're these kid prodigies. These kids are going to make it somewhere. Leon just got signed to the UFC. He lost his Contender Series fight on last season. He's not quite as good. But Edmund just got the look of like, this is a kid that can do it all. So when you look at it, it's like his BJJ is fairly high level. The kid wrestled in high school. The kid was going to pursue some wrestling in college. He can wrestle. And on top of all that, he's a former Golden Glove boxing champion. So he's one of these kids that just can do it all. And I think at some point, Brunson, it's not a passing of the torch type fight, but Brunson's going to realize, oh, this is next generation, Brunson was a former cheerleader in college. This kid's been literally fighting since he's been in a diaper. Like it's the game's advancing. You're going to start seeing techniques that you don't normally see anymore, or that you're not used to seeing, and you're going to see just the sport's advancing because it's so new. People are figuring out, people advancing it. Shahbazyan at 22. Could you imagine what this kid's going to look like when he's 28? Who knows? But I got a feeling it'll be something special. These are the kind of fights that are going to get you there. And putting him in a 5-rounder when he's clearly not ready for a 5-rounder quite yet doesn't make sense. Let's tack it off to a 3-rounder just in case. So I think Shahbazyan's the play here. I don't like the odds. He's a little untested. And Brunson is not above taking a guy down. Brunson took Yoel Romero down 3 times, by the way. The guy can wrestle. He's very fast. He's very explosive. But he's got a tendency to leave his chin up in the air. And I don't think that he's much of a 3-round fighter, despite the fact that, yeah, he obviously went 3 against Heinisch his last time out. I think Shahbazyan finds the money at some point, takes him out. So I would have to say Shahbazyan gets the job done here. Shahbaby rolls on and probably finds a victory inside the distance. And in case he doesn't, if same thing happens against the Darren Stewart fight, the 3 rounds will save him. He'll take 2 of them.
Shahbazyan inside what? Shahbazyan wins inside distance is -210. Wow.
That's too high of a price tag.
Wow.
But I mean, he's a finisher, and Brunson's been known to get finished, but it's a wide line, to be honest. I think we all got
Tom
Shahbazyan
Aspinall
here,
was only -110 inside the distance. What the hell?
Yeah, that was wild.
I think they're thinking
line
a
was
5-round fight or something. That's crazy. Holy crap.
Yeah, what you thinking about it, Clint?
Man, I got to tell you guys, Cody broke it down slicker than anybody I know possibly ever could have. He laid it all out there on the table for you. I have nothing to add. Brunson's getting older. He's changing gears. He realized that blitzing in with his chin up in the air only gets you so far, and now he's shifting his style to more of a grappling heavy style to avoid the knockout. I don't think that's going to work against a young, hungry lion who is that next generation of fighter. And let's be real, Brunson isn't this, like he said, it's not a changing of the guard fight because Brunson never was the guard. He drops these fights every single time he gets up against a higher caliber opponent. He's never been an actual contender. He gets beat by all the legit fighters. So now he's coming. Just seems like the world is his oyster. I think he's gonna get clipped. I think he's gonna get put away. And even if he does drag Shahbazyan into the second or the third, gets a little bit deeper than Ed is really ready or normally able to go because of that grappling, I think Ed's got all the skills he needs in his back pocket. We may not have seen them all yet, but I think he's going to be able to stand up and take care of everything Brunson does. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm closing out that parlay. I love Kevin Holland, and I love Edmund Shahbazyan. Those of you who follow me know I'm not the 4 and 5 and 6 unit type of guy. My bets are either 1 unit, or if I'm confident on it, I'll go 2 units on it. That's it. I keep a low unit level to make sure I can fire on all the spots I like, because normally I'm a volume better as opposed to a sniper. This is a sniper spot. I'm parlaying these two guys. I get -105. The lines have shifted. You're probably going to get about -110, -115 at this point. But parlaying Edmund Shahbazyan and Kevin Holland, I'm laying 3.15 units to win 3 on this thing. I think it's a slam spot. I don't see either of these guys losing. I love it, and I'm going to load up.
I mean, I agree with both you guys. The only thing is, it scares me a little bit is Shahbazyan beat Brad Tavares, who's been in the UFC in many, many, many wars, one-time wars since 2011, and then he beat Jack Marshman, whose only wins in the past 4 years are to Ryan James and John Phillips. You know what I mean? And then he beat Charles Byrd, who's a bum. Okay, we all discussed this the other day. We'll never bet Charles Byrd again, right? And then you got Darren the Dentist Stewart, which I'm not that high on as well. So you compare each other's competition, Silva, Whitaker, Machida, Izzy, Jacare, you know what I mean? It's just, is it too much too soon? Or is it time for Shahbazyan to take over that guard, so to speak, even though Brunson,
I think it's a hand-picked opponent is what it is.
You can think so? So
pretty damn close.
I guess my lane here is a Shahbazyan. And, was the Shahbazyan? I don't think I'm going to bet it at the odds that it's at right now. What do we get Shahbazyan at minus? Yeah, get the hell out of here. 285, 300. How would you guys play him?
Parlay?
Your parlay. Besides your parlay, prop bet wise, would you prop bet him or no? You can get the over, under. How's this sound? Over 1.5 rounds at even odds.
I mean, he's such a first-round knockout artist. I mean, we know Brunson has chin problems. That knockout could come at any point in time, but we see a lot of people take that step up in competition, and sometimes they don't get the finish anymore, but they do enough to get the win. So I could see him squeaking out, like Cody said, kind of a greasy 3-round decision here, landing the bigger shots, doing the damage while Brunson tries to grapple. So that's why I'm parlaying it, is because really he could finish. He could also get a decision. I don't really want to roll the dice on one prop versus the other. I think he's a safe parlay piece. I just think he wins.
Okay.
Very nice. What you thinking, Brady?
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything. You guys pretty much said it all. There's not much left to say. Shahbazyan should take this. Brunson's been knocked out 6 times. I like Clint's parlay quite a bit. Holland and Shahbazyan, that's great. Right around plus money. Might be taking a look at that myself. But other than that, Shahbazyan should take this hopefully in the first round, because I'll tell you guys right now, I'm going to load up on Shahbazyan on DraftKings. He's my favorite play on the whole slate. 9,100, second highest, most price on the slate, right behind Gutierrez there. But I'm just going to load up on the Shahbazyan and plenty of contests there. So I like him a lot. Probably going to move in on a parlay at some point. I don't know what the other parlay piece is. Like I said, I like Holland as a parlay piece. I like Borg as a parlay piece. So something like that. But as for, touching it as the inside the distance, probably like minus 220, no way. And honestly, the line is probably a little bit wide. But, he should get it done. And I do like him to win this fight quite a bit.
There's nothing else to add, boys. I'm on Edmund. Never been a big fan of Brunson. From the just blitzing in with straight punches with your chin up in the air like you've never taken any type of striking class ever, which makes no sense because he knows better, but yet he still does it. Or the boring Brunson now where he's going to try to wrestle. I think Edmund's going to be better anywhere Brunson wants to take the fight. Not sure if it's going to be a first-round finish like we see with Edmund. Maybe when the props drop, maybe take an eye and look at that round one if you want to bet a prop, something of that nature. But it's just straight up right now, just straight up Edmund's the pick. Maybe throw him in a little parlay piece. I just don't see anywhere how Brunson wins this fight.
Well, with these smaller cages, the wrestling, the grappling, that might play into Brunson's game plan, be able to clinch him with the fence and be able to take him down. That is something that could happen because he has the better wrestling. That's the truth.
Shahbazyan's got the right people around him. This kid is the hottest prospect right now, almost in the UFC at this point. They know Brunson's going to try and wrestle him. They know. This isn't a situation where they're going to come in unprepared. I think they will be fully ready for the fact that Brunson's not going to want anything to do with the striking, and he's going to be looking for the takedown. He's got a manager in Ronda Rousey. Like they'll have the pieces in place.
You know what I'm talking about,
boys. And the people asking about other specific props, we will be live. Friday. So we'll be covering all props, anything and everything from round props, parlays, anything and everything. So make sure you rock with us there.